Yeah, because that's kind of what this is. It's kind of building up a relationship to that energy, and having it, that it's coming in. It's almost like you start to meditate in the group, and you come in maybe once or twice, and then all of a sudden it goes, okay, I know this person now. I'm gonna, and it makes a beeline for you, and it wants, all it wants for you is to sit down and meditate when you feel it. Yeah. Have you looked at the Mother book as well? You'd read that book in an hour or two. Yeah, you'd read it very quick. It's a small little book. Yeah. So this is something. So there's different ways people experience the sat. I mean, you can come in and have a general nice meditation, or it turns rapturous. It's like it grabs you, it pulls you, it has its way with you. You can't fight against it, Lynn. It's like, and I know you don't want to fight. No, it's so nice. And it's amazing, Lynn. And while that's happening, it's in working on your system. It's moving stuff around. It's working on a cellular level. It's going into the cells. It's just so intoxicating. It's beautiful. It has a sweetness. It feels like this lovely warm blanket comes in around you. It just kind of holds you. It's almost like these hands come up on your head, and they move it into a certain position, and that's how you are then for the rest of the meditation. It's yeah, it's really really amazing. Yeah, so some my experience with the sat was when I went on that first retreat with Satri. I didn't think much of it, Lynn. I was like, okay, nice meditation, peaceful, still. Didn't seem anything compared to sitting in an intensive with Jan. Experience wise, Jan's, there was more going on being on retreat with Jan. It wasn't until 2 or 3 days later that the sat followed me home and pretty much had its way with me for 3 months, every day, 3 times a day, Lynn. And there was no fighting it. It was like some days it would come in when I was in work. I couldn't function. It's not that I couldn't function. You've always got the choice to say, listen, I have to get this done. But if you have time on your hands and you go, okay, here it comes, I feel it, I'm going to sit down and let it do what it wants. That's what it wants. It wants that time alone with you. It's moving you into positions, and I don't know what's happening. There's mudras going on. I never did any of that stuff. And all of a sudden, my hands would be doing strange mudras going up over my head. No idea what it was doing then. No idea. It was just, it wanted that to happen. And I just go, okay, let's do it. So again, because you asked for that, I that was a strict sat force. There was no giving Shaktipat and the sat coming in on top of it. It was just the sat. Oh, it's coming down. Yeah. It's never not coming down, Stephen. Yeah. It's almost like something has opened up again for me, and it's like I can't turn it off now. It's like before, a flow might stop, or it might come in stronger on certain days, but I mean, it's just non-stop now. It just doesn't turn off. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I feel that the sat by itself would do what the light transmission is doing. It would just take longer. So the light transmission is me using my intent to use that energy almost like as a laser to perform a particular psychic surgery. That's what we're doing. It's a psychic surgery to speed up that process. The sat would do it anyway, I feel, regardless. I mean, there's a few people I work with who are post 1000, and they still request. I made a few tweaks to it, and I started, and funny, I was literally just writing about it. The I thought, the way this I thought jumps from the heart up into the intellect. That seems to be the next thing past 1000, okay, is for that I thought to dissolve. So basically I've made a few tweaks with the light transmission, and I've started targeting where the I thought jumps up from. and I've started trying to sever that connection with that same energy. It's working. It's definitely working. Yeah. Technically, once you hit 1,000, the light transmission is no longer needed. I know there's a post 1,000 transmission with different colors and stuff that are brought down. I mean, I don't know how effective they are, Lynn. I've done them for people. People have said, okay, yeah, great. They're supposedly to help you integrate the LOC 1000 state better. So I can feel it. I can feel what's happening. Same way when I worked with Ramaji, I could feel exactly what he was doing in my system. I could feel where his hands were. And I was like, oh, okay, I can feel what he's doing. I knew how he did his transmission because I could feel what he was doing in my system. So then all of a sudden, once I hit LOC 1000, I knew I could do the same thing. I was like more so talking to people. I had a session with a new guy today. I was just talking to him. I was like 740. And I did his LOC, it was 742. Just so I know, it's almost like the muscle testing is just reflecting back what you know already. So I know exactly what you're getting at, Desi. So what we're talking about is the perceptions. The perceptions, the self is waking up to the reality of itself. Unity consciousness is unfolding, but it's able to be aware of that Kundalini. Therefore, the Kundalini is a phenomena happening in consciousness. If there's an awareness of it, it can't be the Kundalini. Okay, so the awareness, there's enlightenment that happens in the awareness. There's also enlightenment in the body, or the body catching up and the bliss then manifesting in the body. So the Kundalini is definitely a real phenomena that happens. It is happening. There is an energy going up through your physical system. It reaches the crown opens. That happens. But it's almost like it's allowing the enlightenment to be then experienced through the body, not just the perception. So you start feeling bliss, you start feeling Shakti, warmth, love. That doesn't, so I can something I don't talk about it very much, but recently I've been kind of playing around in consciousness with my awareness, going into different realities and interacting, and I've thought about this while I'm there, and I'm like, do I feel bliss when I'm in this state, in this reality? And I don't. The bliss is back here in the body. So I'm just an awareness interacting with information, data. And I'm getting the flow. I'm able to receive information, but there's no bliss going on there. Yeah, it makes sense. Kind of similar to what I was playing around with, Desi, in this state where my awareness could kind of float around and interact. I thought to feel if there was bliss there, and there was none. Just experience. So all the juiciness is happening here in the body, and we have these fantastic vehicles for consciousness, and we get this information that comes back straight away. If we put a foot wrong on our spiritual practice, all of a sudden the bliss recedes a little bit, and it's like, oh, okay, hang on, I was enjoying all this nice bliss for it was here, and now it's not here. So it's giving you feedback straight away, and then you can kind of, okay, let's take it back a little bit. Where have I gone wrong, or where have I gone off the path? So you can trace back, okay, this is what I've done. This seems to be when the bliss receded. So let's go back to there and now try something different, or go back the way I was. And all of a sudden the bliss comes back. So it's like everything is coming through the body first. Yeah. This is where it's happening in the body. This is where all the lessons. You can get into these realities, and you can have interactions and make choices from that place, but you can disappear from them straight away if you don't like what you're dealing with. I don't want to deal with that anymore. You can't do that here. You have to, here you have these bodies that need to be fed. You have to pay your mortgage. You have to do all these sorts of things. So this is where we're anchored, because this is where the learning happens. This is and the beauty of having a body. We get to experience the bliss. We get to experience them forces coming down, entering the cells of the body. We're all different, Desi. Mine starts in my head. I know from talking to women quite a bit, they get it from the gut area, the womb. Their bliss starts from there. We're all everybody's different. So I guess what happens when we leave the form, we bring the astral body with us, or the causal body with us. When we shift our awareness into these realities, I don't think you're bringing that part with you. Now, I've also experienced out of body experience, like really tangible. Astral body separates from the physical body. That's different. That actually feels like you are in your physical body, but you're able to do more things with it. When you shift your awareness into what's happening is you're leaving this stream of information, this data stream, and you're now picking up a different data stream in a different virtual reality. So you're not bringing them parts with you. It's only the awareness that's traveling. You're only having an interaction with information. It's just, that's all that's happening. There's a transfer of information going back and forwards. No, there's no bliss. There's no. I would think so. I hope so. I don't know. So look, again, I don't know what your definition of love bliss is. Is it, Jan's definition? So what I'm saying is that part of your consciousness, when it travels, it doesn't experience love and bliss. It's just a kind of an information. Your awareness is interacting, and there's a back and forth of information, but there's no. I didn't experience it because that was one of the things that while I was there, I was saying to myself, okay, do I feel what's here now? Do I feel bliss? No, I don't. The bliss is back in my body. I can put my attention back in my body, and that's where the bliss is, or that's where the sat is. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that where I'm going is higher or lower, or it's just somewhere. It's somewhere I've been practicing recently, just to see what information I can bring back. I've had some good information. I got some messages about how to bring in the sat more. There's no negativity that I come across. That's not to say that it doesn't have. There's more negativity here in this reality. I'm writing, and I was talking about the I thought, the experience. So the I thought is almost like the hook where you're hanging the hat, where there's karma can attach to, and once that dissolves, or the awareness is pulled into Brahman, that seems to be where all the karma ends. Now people go, oh, but surely there's karma. There is still karma happening. There's like still stuff can still happen. You can still walk outside and someone on a bicycle can hit you. Your personal karma seems to disappear. It's like it's not happening to an individual anymore. Shit just happens, but it's not happening to an individual. Karma feels personal. Like if something happens to you, you're like, oh, okay, I know why this happened. This is because I did this, and this is the karma coming back. When that I thought dissolves, or when you become one with Brahman, it feels like that's not there anymore. It's just stuff can still happen, but it's not happening to you. Yeah, exactly. So in that state, in an NDE, it's almost like you can imagine someone getting hit by a car, right? And the body drops, but there's still this astral body, or this causal body, or many different bodies that still stood there, kind of going, oh, what happened? And if you read all of Bob Monroe's books, there's some great. I remember one time he goes to this. He gets these. It's almost this beacon calls him in to help these souls who've kind of just passed. And there's one guy who's been shot. He went in to rob a liquor store in somewhere in New York, and the owner of the store shot at him, and he ran out the door, and he kept running, and he was hid down this alleyway, and Bob got the call to go in to bring him to where he had to go in this soul retrieval. And this guy didn't know he'd been shot, and Bob had to explain to him, look up here, you've been shot, this is your body, but you're okay, you're still here, you still exist. So he still fully felt that he was human, and that he was still alive, even though his physical body had was lay up on the sidewalk. Yeah, I would say yes. I would say yes, definitely. Yeah, traveling in with your awareness, no, because it's just your awareness that is shifting. You're kind of the causal and the astral body is still here in the body. or around it. Yeah. They're tricky questions. I don't have all the answers, Liam. You would need to leave the physical body, permanently to really know the answers for that and to come back. Yeah, I mean, but also I'm sure a lot of the people here are enjoying this life and they're enjoying what's unfolding and these bliss states in the human body. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I do. I really enjoy my life, Lynn. I love it here. I'm like every day is a blessing to me.